Hey guys. So today I thought I'd talk about one of my a movie that really stood out to me like when I first watched it, and it's called The Butterfly Effect. I just finished watching it like a second time. The credits are rolling and like this is it. Like came out 2004. Stars Ashton Kutcher, Amy Smart, Logan Lerman. Yeah. So what the movie's about? It's about like a guy named Evan. He's played by Ashton Kutcher. And so if you know what the butterfly effect like concept is about, like it's about like basically the tiniest change in the past can like change everything in the future. So basically the movie's about Evan, a kid who experiences blackouts, but he can also travel back in time by reading his adolescent journals. Um, so he really wants to save this person, Kaylee, played by Amy Smart. Like he really wants to save Kaylee, or just he wants them to have like a good ending, right? But like every time, like he always travels back in time, but like every time they always end up like something always goes wrong. Like one time, I think the first one, like the original timeline, like Evan travels back and then, or no, he doesn't travel back. It was the original one, like what was originally going to happen without time traveling. Like Kaylee just grows up to be. She's just a really depressed woman working as a waitress with like and nobody like respects her, and then she just ends up killing herself. Um. So Evan goes like back in time to try to change that, and also Kaylee has like a really fucked up father and brother. Um, her father is like some kind of pedophile, and her brother is like a sadist. So anyway, okay, which how should I say? So after Kaylee kills herself, Evan wants to travel back in time to change it, and then so he makes a change. He basically like just cusses out Kaylee's dad, like when he was like filming them, like doing some kind of pornographic stuff. Yeah, just fucked up shit like that. Okay, and then like yeah, then he travels back forward in time, and then this is probably the second one is probably the best turnout for Ashton, but Evan, I mean. Um, but still, of course, something always goes wrong. Like basically in this timeline, Kaylee and Evan are husband and wife, I think, or just boyfriend girlfriend, whatever. That's like the best it got. But like then, of course, Tommy has to come in and ruin everything. Like Tommy's like Kaylee's brother, and Tommy's like just like the exact type of person who you kind of want to avoid, like this scary, violent, sadistic person. But he is, in the end, he's always going to be Kaylee's brother, and she's always going to love him in some way. But Evan definitely doesn't. Evan hates him. So one day they get into a fight, physical fight. Evan and Tommy beating each other up, and which ends up in Evan killing Tommy. Yeah, like Evan kills Tommy in this timeline, and yeah, that's just where it goes wrong. Like he and Kaylee. After that, like Evan is arrested, and um, Tommy's dead, and Kaylee is like never seen again. Like we don't really know what happened to her. Like they never, she and Evan never speak again. So finally, like, he gets back. Evan travels back in time by reading his adolescent journals. Some inmates steal his journals, but he gets them back. So I'm gonna skip some parts, and then he travels back in time again. I can't even remember uh, some of his timelines. Like, just I remember probably my least favorite one is when um he travels back, and like he gives like to the time where like Tommy's like about trying to kill Evan's dog, but like Evan convinces him to not do it, but then Lenny, their other friend, just freaks out and just like ends up killing Tommy. And this really fucks up Kaylee in the future. Yeah, Tommy's dead, and Lenny is incarcerated, and just Kaylee is really fucked up. She just grows up to become an ugly and unfriendly, just crack whore type of person. You know, I could skip some parts. Like she meets Evan meets her, and then they talk for a bit, which and not very surprisingly, it ends up into an argument, and yeah, Kaylee leaves him. Uh, and yeah, Evan travels back in time one more time to fix it. Not one more time, but like this time um he goes back to the time where him and his friends were putting a stick of dynamite in a mailbox of a woman and her baby, and then this time like Evan like gets caught in the explosion, and Tommy saves that woman. I didn't expect that. This is an alright timeline, but like basically Evan this time is caught in the explosion and loses both of his arms. He loses both of his arms, yeah, and then um in this timeline, Lenny and Kaylee are a couple in this timeline, and also kind of surprisingly, I guess saving that woman must have changed him, because this for once Tommy is a good guy. Yeah, not a dick. And yeah, just like Evan's some amputee person, and then like he's not happy with the way Kaylee and Tommy I mean Kaylee and Lenny are a couple, not he and Kaylee. And he even ends up, I think there's a time where he even tries killing himself in the bathtub, but that doesn't work out. Also, he immediately tries to fix it he was actually like kind of just end his life right there, thinking, guess he thought, you know what, this timeline was good enough. Like maybe I don't have to be with Kaylee. She's happy with Lenny. Um, but he did have to change one thing, and that's when he realized that his mother was in hospital, like dying of cancer, because she like chain smoked. Like she's been chain smoking ever since Evan blew off his arms, and that must have really affected her, you know. So he travels back in time. Um. Okay, yeah, he travels back in time. This time to the part where he and Kaylee are in like the basement of Kaylee's dad, right? Kaylee's dad's basement, and then Evan like kind of tries to get rid of the dynamite, and then he lights it. I think he throws it. Well, it rolls on the ground, and then Kaylee picks it up and then it blows up and kills her. And of course, Evan isn't gonna tolerate that. He goes to ask for his journals, but he wakes up in a asylum or something, and like he goes to get his journals, but like the doctor says he never had any journals. Holy shit! So that means like I don't know if that's what happened in the past, he killed Kaylee. He never would have written journals. Huh. I guess maybe he must have been arrested or something. I don't know. Um, but he actually still manages to find. He actually surprisingly still finds a way to like travel back in time, and that's by like using like a home movie, like watching a home movie projector or something of the first day he met Kaylee. Also, earlier in the movie, like I've said, Kaylee and Tommy have a really fucked up dad. Like, just yeah, they both couldn't stand him. Uh, but they both want to live with their mom, but Kaylee didn't want to because she loved Evan, and if she moved in with her mother, she wouldn't see him again. So yeah, she told this to Evan, and then Evan remembered that, and then she travels back one last time to the day where he first met Kaylee, and he deliberately scares her off, like so that like Kaylee doesn't love him or like have a crush on him or anything like that. So yeah, so in the end like Kaylee and Tommy move in with their mother, their loving mother, and then like Evan travels back in time, or no, he travels back to like present day, right? And then this time he's only with Lenny, and Evan asks Lenny, "Hey, where's Kaylee?" And then Lenny responds with, "Who's Kaylee?" And that means like Evan did his job, like, and that Evan and Kaylee, Tommy and Kaylee are living with their mother far away and not near their stupid dad. And then Evan and Lenny burn like Evan's journals so he can never time travel again. Then the movie fast forwards to 8 years later in Manhattan, like where Evan is just walking down the street just by himself and talking on the phone with his mom, and then he just by chance he walks past Kaylee, and like after like a second of some slight recognition, they both decide to go their separate ways. That was really bittersweet, thinking is like how close it was they came to like recognizing each other and like reuniting. Like that's the theatrical ending, and I actually do prefer that over the director's cut. So, um, because well, the director's cut ending goes that like he travels back in time to when he was still in his mother's womb, and then like he strangles himself with his own umbilical cord, and he does that because it's part of a curse or something like that, like in his family, like he's not meant to be born or something. Yeah, these are just a fortune teller said that, and also I guess that explains like Evan's mom's stillborns. I guess, but first of all, well, I mean that the idea of like killing yourself in your mother's womb is still just stupid in my opinion, and well, oh, who could take fortune teller stuff seriously anyway? And as for the stillborns, yeah, okay, sure, but like I don't know, it's interesting how they both of them, like the other kids, like just killed themselves and decide to kill themselves in the exact same way. And hey, look at it this way, like in the theatrical ending is happier and also bittersweet because in that ending, like he's finally Mrs. Treeborn finally like has like one of her kids, like at least one kid, like her other two just killed themselves. Like that's kind of happier, right? But still, like I still a lot more bittersweet. Like that part where they almost recognize each other. It's just yeah, just it really got my attention. And anyway, The Butterfly Effect was a movie that really stood out to me. I'm gonna remember it. I think I'll give the movie like a 7.5 to like an 8 out of 10. Yeah, the movie was cool. I'll watch it again sometime, and yeah, that's it.